Hey guys, it's me, Emily Moore. I am the Director of Children's and Youth Ministry at Beach Grove Methodist Church, and I'm here to give you a um, youth devotional. Today we're going to be talking about prayer, I'm going to start with reading 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11 through 13 through the New Living Translation. "Go and stand before me on the mountain," the Lord told him. And as Elijah stood there, the Lord passed by, and a mighty windstorm hit the mountain. It was such a terrible blast that the rocks were torn loose. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, there was a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, there was the sound of a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. So, in this story, Elijah was searching for God. First, he looked for him in the windstorm and then a powerful fire, but God was not in either of those things. This was a very significant experience for Elijah because God had established a pattern of appearing in these ways over hundreds of years and when communicating with his people. God appeared in a burning bush to Moses in Exodus 3 and in a billow of smoke on Mount Sinai in Exodus 19 with winds that shook the ground. And despite these patterns, Elijah does not feel God's presence until he hears the faintest of whispers. So do you ever find yourself expecting God's voice to come in a windstorm and explosive fireworks? I know that when I am desperately seeking God in prayer, I most often want to hear and see this response in a very obvious, visible way. If I'm sick, I pray for healing and want to feel better immediately. If I need help with a problem, I want a clear solution. If I'm in emotional pain and I want God to make the pain go away, and sometimes, though I feel the same way, I feel the same way I do when my calls or my text messages or when I'm trying to FaceTime somebody and it doesn't go through. Sometimes they feel that way. I don't get through to God when I pray. So I talk to God in prayer and I don't feel or see any change. And it's in those moments that I need to remember that God's voice sometimes comes in a whisper. He doesn't always work in dramatic ways. Sometimes it's the little things that God moves the most. I might not feel healthy right away, but he nudges me to where I can get the help that I need, like from a doctor. A solution may not present itself to fix my problem, but he can use the problem to make me stronger. The pain may not always go away immediately, but he sometimes uses that pain to remind me of all that he has blessed me with. An example is like when my dad passed away, as you guys know, back from lung cancer. He used that pain really never goes away, but all the same, it reminds me that I have family here that loves me and cares for me, and that I'm very blessed to have the ones that I still do have with me here. So these are just a few tangible ways that God speaks through a whisper. So how are you looking for God to respond to your prayer? Are you looking for those fireworks or that big blinking light that says, yes, this way, or, whatever? Maybe that connection hasn't been lost. Maybe you just need to listen just a little bit closer. Because maybe you just need to listen for that gentle whisper where he's just saying very lightly that this is the way that you need to go, this is what you need, or whatever it is that you pray for. So just try and listen carefully enough. That's it. That's what I got for you today, guys. And I will talk to you guys next week.